Welcome back. I'm Jim Lowenstern. I've got a room full of people here today. I've got my co-host,
Diana Dority. Welcome.
And we have guests on the phone. We have guests in the studio. We have Mark Holt here from which company should we say you're from? Mark?
MLS Assistant.
MLS Assistant.
Thanks, Jim.
We've had tons of technology pour in and fail on our time here, and hopefully we got hopefully we have everything working now. We used to be the RE Ninjas. If you're looking at past shows, who knows what's going on out there. We have Andrew on the board, we have Lily on camera 1, and we actually have Alexandra on camera 2 filming Lily on camera 1. So we have Debra Dobbs.
Well, this is actually Real Estate on Sunday now.
Real Estate on Sunday.
Welcome to Real Estate on Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm our number is 1-800-967-3561. So call in.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, we're gonna just get this phone off of hold.
Okay.
Debra Dobbs from Chicago is on the line with us. Debra, you there?
I'm here. Hello.
Okay, fantastic. I think we solved all of our technology problems this week, so we don't have to do a transcript of your show with us today. How are you doing out there in Chicago?
Doing very well. Another gorgeous summer day in Chicago. Good day to show a lot of houses.
Should we talk about how great Chicago is?
Let's talk about how great Chicago is. Just hit the list. I'm trying to pull up the article now, but just hit the list for one of the top 3 urban environments or cities in the country to consider. Property values are, as much as I'd like them to be as hot as they are in Manhattan, you can afford to buy a lot more house in Chicago.
Want to talk about
80% less, as a matter of fact.
Talk about for a moment, just for my own edification, the crime headlines. What is that all about?
Well, that's a political and philosophical discussion about, and I fall on the side of helping people that need some help to get a leg up. I think we're going to see the crime stats that we see in Chicago. We'll start seeing this across the country. Yes, we have a huge issue with crime, especially gun violence in the city. Really centered around the south side of Chicago, unfortunately, where you have people that feel there's no hope left for a better life, and they're resorting to crime. I'm not supporting that at all as a solution, but I am supporting, we have to figure out, for example, how do we get people in a house, and how can we help them stay in their house? And how can we keep neighborhoods stable as opposed to foreclosing on 6 out of 10 houses on a block, and the houses are now boarded up and ripe for crime. And this is a major contributing factor to the rise in violence that we're seeing in Chicago.
Yeah, it's scary. So we'll talk about happy things.
Yes.
So we have on castlesmag.com, we have it's the listing $32.95 if anyone wants to pull that up. Woodgate Estate, that's your listing, correct?
Yes.
Is that a new listing?
No, we've had that listing for quite a while. Beautiful estate, but one of those, for Chicago especially, and this property is actually located in St. Charles, which is north and west of the city. It's one of those listings that, it's going to take the right buyer to come in and want to live in for all intents and purposes here is in the country. That being said, it's a spectacular house that, unlike anything you'd see in our market, and probably unlike most of what you'd see across the country.
So there was another listing you wanted to talk about. Maybe that's not on the site
well,
yet.
there is a listing that I will be posting in the next few days. So in our market, this is considered a pocket listing, fully signed up, and all the legalese is set.
You need the MLS delay there too?
It'll be in the MLS in about 3 days or so. This is an 8,000 square foot flat in what would be a co-op building in Chicago, overlooking the lake and dead centered in Lincoln Park. 6 bedrooms, 6.5 bathrooms. Howard, architecturally significant. The type of property, one apartment per floor, and the type of property that rarely comes on the market. And the architect is Howard Van Doren Shaw, a familiar name to many people that are architecture buffs, but he just designed and had built some incredibly beautiful buildings in Chicago and the North Shore of Chicago back in the early 1900s.
Price?
So this is one of those flats that comes on the market, and you sort of need that special buyer, but this will appeal to a far broader range of buyer than the estate out in St. Charles, for example.
And what's the listing price?
$8.7 million. Thank you for asking. That's a very important point of information.
Okay.
The address of the property is 2450 North Lakeview.
So how did you come up with that price?
Based on a couple of previous sales in the building, the 11th floor. So again, each flat it's a single floor per flat. And once you get to about the 6th floor, you clear the trees in the park, which is direct. I mean, you walk out the front door and you are in Lincoln Park, and then the lake is just beyond. And once you're on the 6th floor, you clear the trees and you see the water. So you get up to the 9th floor, which is the listing I have, and you really see the whole expanse of the park and lake, the pond. So I based the price on previous sales in the building and the fact that someone coming in might want to do a fairly extensive renovation. This home was renovated by the owner about 18 or so years ago when her children were babies, and they're now grown up and out of college and onto jobs, and she's ready to downsize or make a lifestyle change.
So do you think you're going to get a buyer from that through your MLS, from your print advertising? I don't know. Do you do print advertising?
I do, but I think of print, that's a whole other interesting topic. I think of print advertising as an adjunct to my first go-to form of advertising or marketing venue, which would be broker-to-broker networking. I still think that is the number one way to market a fairly wide scope of properties. If you have a condo, a $300,000 or $500,000 condo in a building where there are many of those, and it's nothing that you need to draw a specific buyer toward, then print advertising, internet marketing would then be my second go-to. And the properties that are special or might require a special buyer, I'm calling agents.
Deborah, can I ask you, are you on speakerphone?
No, I am not.
Okay. You on cell phone?
No, I'm at my house.
You're on a landline. Okay.
Yeah.
Just trying to work on our sound quality. Do you watch $1 Million Listing?
I don't. My daughter does. I don't watch much television.
You said broker to broker. I just imagine you having a lunch date with what's that guy's name in Miami? Chad.
Well, Chad, yes.
I'd love to have a lunch date with anyone in Miami.
Yeah, you should watch the show.
It's an interesting format, how they do things, and it's funny, fun.
Yeah, it's very unrealistic.
Yeah,
and
it's an unrealistic reality show.
Yeah, it's totally staged
reality. There you
reality.
Go figure, right?
Yeah.
So I'm old-fashioned enough to think that, and I'm really not old-fashioned at all. I of course, am quite with it, but I still think that pick up the phone and call an agent. Hey, and this is why it's so important to maintain cordial, professional, wonderful relationships with our peers. They know that if you have a good relationship with them, with their agent, they know they can trust you in a transaction, most importantly. But they also know when you call and say, I've got a spectacular listing or a special listing, or this is something you need to bring one of your clients to see, that you're not blowing smoke up their skirt.